Great morning, my loves, and welcome to day 8 of the fitness challenge. Ooh, child. So today, we're going to discuss the importance of knowing that elevation requires separation. There's no way around it. It is what it is. If you desire to elevate in your life, you're going to have to separate from people, places, and things. Let's talk about it. We're going to start today's challenge off with a challenge. I challenge everybody watching this video, if you have any form of social media, I challenge you to turn off the notifications, don't click on the app, and give yourself a break from Instagram, Facebook, and whatever other social media platform you may be on. I challenge you to step away from social media for 7 days and to reconnect with yourself, with your dreams, with your goals, with your visions. Separate from strolling on your phone for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours a day, looking into other people's lives, connecting with other people's lives. I challenge you to disconnect from social media platforms and allow yourself to connect with where you're going in life. I challenge you. Because see, when you're stepping into a new realm of life, there's a lot of things you're going to have to wing out of, separate from, because it's not attached to where you're going, as well as it does not accommodate the places you're going. I've been getting up every day. Today's day 8, walking. Now, if I was to walk every day and go home and eat a bag of chips, eat Hot Pockets and hot dogs and what else? Burgers and fries and steaks. What would be the point of me getting up walking every day? I'm being counterproductive. I'm going against the exact thing I get up every morning at 5 a.m. to do. Why would I do that? Why would I compromise? Why would I compromise my abilities to grow? Why would I compromise my position to my evolution? And a lot of people does not associate their negative behavior with them being stuck. But it's a lot of things I'm telling you in this season of your life you're going to have to separate from. Especially if you're trying to level up in life and get to the next level. Separation requires separation. Now I know I gave you an example of an outsourcing as I use food. But what I really want to focus on today with elevation requires separation is imposter syndrome. I want to talk about the things you need to separate within yourself in order to get to the next level. Because see, a lot of the times we sabotage ourselves. We are our biggest enemy. We are our biggest downfall. And in order to escape outside of self-sabotage and outside of self-restricting behaviors that's keeping us in the same place that we were last year, 2 years ago, you're going to have to separate from things within yourself. Whether it's binge eating, whether it's choosing the wrong relationships, whether it's negative self-talk, you're going to have to separate from those things within yourself that's been hindering you from getting to your elevation, from getting to your next level. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Am I talking too spicy for y'all? But we about to get into it. Let's talk about it. Imposter syndrome. A lot of the times, people in general are double-minded. The average person. You're double-minded. You're stuck in between old habits that was taught as you was growing up and you just held on to them. And this inner voice within you that's saying, you're meant to be more. So it's a constant battle between the two. And a lot of the times, the old habits that are bad for you tend to win because that's your comfort zone. I call it imposter syndrome because something bigger inside of you is trying to break out, but you're the one restricting it. You have to be open to the thought, it's time to change, and you have to be open to doing the actions that is needed for you to actually make the change successfully. You got to let go of those old habits that's been keeping you in the same place. And you have to choose a side. Either you want this life of success, either you want this life of evolution and change and abundance, or are you okay with just staying stagnant as you always been? What life do you choose? The choice is yours. The choice is truly yours. The only way to break yourself out of self-sabotaging ways and to break away from imposter syndrome is to hold yourself accountable. You know what's going on inside of you. You know that thing you keep doing, that something tells you this isn't working for me anymore, but yet you still choose and decide to do it. You have to make that decision to hold yourself accountable for all the things that you've been doing over the years that's been keeping you restricted from growing. You have to make that choice. Nobody can do it for you. You know what that thing is. So I challenge you today to not only step away from social media, but to write down 5 restricting behaviors that's been keeping you from reaching your goal. And once you write these things down, we're going to start off slow. I recommend you take one of those things off the list and declare over your life today, this no longer has a hold on me, and I'm not doing that anymore. In the 7 days as you go through stepping away from social media, I want you to step away from this habit that's been restricting you. And as you fulfill the 7 days, keep going with pushing that habit away and add the next habit that you want to break out of into a 7-day cycle of I'm not doing this for 7 days. And just continue until everything you put on that list you are no longer doing. It takes 21 days to reprogram your mind to a new habit. And I'm telling you to start with 7. We live in a world today, in the modern world, everybody has access to information. YouTube University, Google, although Google runs YouTube. There's so many outlets to learn information about self-development, about entrepreneurship, about faith-based. Whatever it is you need to grow and expand yourself, seek the information. Not only is knowledge power, knowledge is a tool. Now, something a lot of people don't like to talk about. Yes, power is knowledge. Knowledge is power, But knowledge is also powerless unless you use it as a tool. That's a whole nother ball game of knowing, of coming into knowing. You have to use the knowledge you have as a tool. You have to begin to implement the things you're learning and put it into action. It's the only way. There's power in knowing who you are. There's power in being your authentic self. A great example of having the knowledge but not using it as a tool. I don't know if you guys ever saw the TV show Girlfriends. On the show Girlfriends, you had a group of 4 friends, and one in particular, her name was Lynn. And see, Lynn was extremely smart. She had a lot of knowledge. She went to college, had a few degrees, and still ended up being a waitress at a sushi spot. Now, my point of saying this story is because Lynn had all the knowledge, and it could have been extremely powerful for her, but she did not use it as a tool. Now, all the knowledge that Lynn obtained while going to college and getting these degrees, yes, she held the knowledge and she had the power to use it, but she didn't. So her knowledge became powerless because she didn't implement it into making her life better. Now, she could have used it as a tool and stood in her power of having knowledge. But that's the point I'm trying to make. There's a lot of things you can know, but if you're not implementing them, they're null and void. So I want to challenge you to learn something new today. Learn something new towards self-development, something that's going to assist you in your life, and begin to implement that thing every day from this moment forth, and see if you see a change and take notice to the change that occurs in your life once you implement this new profound knowledge. That's how you step into your power of having knowledge, by using it as a tool. It's not enough to say, I know this. Knowledge is power. That's not enough. You have to know it, and you have to stand in your power by using it. Implement it. It's the only way to change the dynamics of your life. But the question I would like to pose to you, do you want it bad enough to make the change, to apply the knowledge as a tool? Are you willing to do that? Only you know the answer to it. Just hit 3 miles. We out here moving. All right, my loves. This is day 8. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel before you leave. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.